Andrew Tursky here from Golf.com. I'm here with Ryan Carey from Golden Age Golf Auctions. We're here at True Spec Golf in Boston to try out some of the most iconic putters of all time. Ryan runs an auction website. He has some of the coolest putters here. We got Tiger Woods backup, we got the Jack Nicklaus response putter, Calamity Jane, original Ping Redwood. Ryan, how did you get your hands on these putters?
Well, right now is the perfect time because we happen to have most of these in our current auction. So we just happen to have them all at the warehouse. You gave me the call, happy to bring them over here. And we got a little tour of history from Tiger Woods all the way back. It's a fun selection, see how they all hit against each other.
Some of these are worth a lot of money. I'm surprised that you're actually letting me hit putts with them. So thank you so much for bringing these by.
All good.
Let's get right to it. All right, Ryan, we're gonna start with my gamer. This is the one that's currently in my bag. We got a Scotty Cameron Santa Fe Terillium. Got the dots on the back, iconic white dots. I'm sure you've seen some very classic putters, very valuable through your site. What do you know about the Terillium line?
The Terillium, I mean, Tiger used it to win the '97 Masters, so it's the only Scotty Cameron putter, the only putter he used to win any major, professional major, until the red dot Scotty Cameron. So that's cool, you got a Terillium in your personal bag there.
Yep. But we will hit a couple putts, just get some baseline feels, some baseline numbers. We do have a Foresight GC quad going, so I'll just hit a couple putts and then we'll get to the good stuff.
All right.
All right, Ryan, we hit my gamer. I think it's time for the big boy.
Let's try it out.
Let's get Tiger's back up. I'm a little nervous right now, honestly.
I doubt anybody's hit this in the last 18 years.
So kind of go through like the history of how you got this putter and where it's been.
So the putter's been out of the country for the last 18 years. We know it was in Japan, we know it was in Oman, and then we know it was in Europe. And we just got it a couple days ago before our auction.
Wow.
And we don't know whether anyone's hit a golf ball with it in the last 18 years. There's a good chance not.
Are you telling me I'm going to be the first person to hit a golf ball with this in 18 years?
Possibly since Tiger tried it out.
I was already nervous. So kind of looking at it, I have held Tiger's putter in my hand before. Judging by the face, very, very similar. It does have the TW on the side, which is a little different, but it has the vertical Scotty Cameron and the red dot on the heel. And it's a smooth face, so it's milled, but it's actually smoothed out. It's got the tri-sole that's super clean. Got Tiger Woods on the back bumpers, the red cursive Titleist with another cherry dot, and then we got the iconic dot as the sight line instead of a line from address. I mean, I'm looking down at basically what Tiger saw with his winning putter, 14 out of the 15 majors he's won throughout his career. So this is a pretty special moment for me. I am a big Tiger fan, and this is probably the most iconic club in golf, and this is his backup. And what would you estimate the value of it is?
I think we had a different one, a different backup for Tiger, sold for $155,000. I think that's a steal in the current market. I think it goes for way more than that. Not yet, we're not ready for it in golf. Golf lags behind other collectibles, but Tiger's backup will be a $1 million putter one day.
All right, well, let's hit a couple putts with it. I kind of want to get it out of my hands because I am nervous right now. So looking down at the dot is definitely different. Oh, that is buttery soft off the... Oh, let's give it one more roll here. It's just so buttery soft, right in the center. Let's go.
Well, I'm glad you got to roll it. I'm glad you made a putt with it. And we'll just put it back, and no one's going to touch it for a while, I don't think, so.
That was a very special experience right there. We're going to go to a couple putters that maybe are slightly a little bit less in value, but not in history. So we started with Tiger, which is the newest one in the bag. Then I think the next newest would be the response putter, right?
Yeah, Jack in '86. That's the first thing anyone sees is just the size of it. It seems silly now. It probably seemed silly back then, but Jack liked it. He wasn't putting well before the '86 Masters. Everyone knows he put in his bag, won the Masters dramatic fashion, and of course the iconic pose of lifting it up, more than once.
Sir.
Yes, sir, exactly. So, and yes, Jack Nicklaus has autographed this one as well. This one's also black too, like Jack's was. They made 200 of them that they painted black, and Jack had 2 or 3 of those.
I know Clay Long, the guy who designed the putter, he showed it to Jack Nicklaus, and one of his first responses was, "Is this a joke?" And when Jack tried it out, he actually liked it, and then he went on to win the Masters with it. And you're gonna let me putt with Jack Nicklaus's autograph on it?
We're hitting a couple balls, we'll be fine.
All right,
we'll be fine.
Let's do it. Again, pretty skinny grip, kind of like Tiger's actually. I have no problem missing the face at any point ever on this. Let's hit a couple more. And this is the ZT, which stands for zero twist. So the putter does feel quite stable through the stroke and an impact. I mean, it feels very forgiving. So shout out Jack Nicklaus for winning the 1986 Masters with this one. All right, so we'll go back through chronologically. Where would that take us into?
Ping. So obviously you're familiar with the brand Ping. This is really the putter that gave them their name. It's like a tuning fork. It makes an actual ping noise.
You guys hear that?
So that's where he got the company name. This was made in Karsten Solheim, the founder of Ping. It was made in his garage, Redwood City, California, and around 1958 or so. And this is what's called the no model one. There's no model number on it. But this is the one that gave them their name, and it's one of the coolest putters to ever hit. You cannot believe that someone actually used this on a golf course. I can't wait for you to hit it.
It looks like it doesn't even, it just has a ridge right here on the bottom of the sole. It's not quite flat. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera here. Sounds like Christmas bells.
Wait till you hit a golf ball with it.
Let's do it right now. Ooh. That is the loudest noise I've ever heard from a golf club. But it is a classic.
It seems absurd now that like one of your friends and you're forced somebody playing a putter that makes a loud ping sound every time you struck it.
They've come a long way, but true to its name, that is a loud ping.
I don't know if Tiger's putter surpassed it, but Calamity Jane for decades has been the most popular, famous putter there is. Right here is a production model, Calamity Jane. It's got pyrotone shafts, so this was the transition between hickory to steel. People didn't like the look of steel. They agreed it was better, they didn't like the look, so they coated the steel shafts in brown. This is an actual Calamity Jane. You'll notice the offset, thin blade.
It's kind of just an honor to putt with something like this that's such a big part of history. All right, Calamity Jane, let's give it a roll. Now, when they were using these putters back in the day, they were on greens that rolled about a 4
Correct.
On the Stimpmeter. So not quite a modern putter, but it definitely has a really solid feel, especially just coming off of the Redwood that has that hollow feel. Back in the day, what was their putting strokes like? Well, I think they gave it a little waggle even back in the day. Just a nice pop stroke.
There you go.
See?
Field player.
That's how you're supposed to putt with these putters. It doesn't work with the modern stroke.
It makes sense.
So this was an absolute classic. My takeaways are smooth face, big offset, just nice solid feel, muted sound. I think when I got that little feel stroke down, it felt a lot better than trying to use the modern stroke, but this was an absolute pleasure. Calamity Jane, drop dead classic. All right, let's go even farther back in history.
All right. Yeah, well, this is probably made in the 1890s, early 1900s. Robert Simpson of Carnoustie back in Scotland, and this is a long-nosed putter. So before putters were made out of metal, they were obviously made out of wood, dating back to the beginning of golf. So this one, putter just like we have today, just different style. It's interesting how now that we have mallet putters, it actually looks a little more normal, and this would have looked way more foreign for most of golf's history. Now it's definitely looks different, but it's not too wild now that we have mallet putters. Got the maker's stamped on there, Robert Simpson.
The sight line on there.
Some lead backing there.
Bring that CG back, center of gravity back.
And this is usually ram's horn, sheep's horn, something like that, where this part would really get worn with the wood and stuff, so you had a little reinforcement. Even got some old stakes in there and everything. So it's a really cool old putter, right around the turn of the century, 1895, 1900-ish.
All right, let's give this a try. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks like a hybrid to me. And the lie angle is, it's definitely really flat. I feel like I'm gonna have to stand a little bit farther away from it. And let's give it a try. Wow. I mean, it's so soft. It's wood, you know? You don't putt with wood putters anymore, so it's such a foreign feel to me. I haven't putt with too many putters from back in the 1890s, 1900s, you know.
And to think that somebody made this in the turn of the century, small town Scotland, and that we're sitting here today filming it, a medium they didn't know existed, and that we're still using it, and that clip's still in great condition too. You could put it in your bag tomorrow.
It absolutely is. I'm gonna hit this putt one more time because I just enjoyed hitting it. So one more time and then we'll wrap this up.
I love it.
Let's make one. One time. Yes. Let's go. All right, so there you have it. We just putted with putters from all sorts of different decades, the most iconic designs of all time. You brought these through. Thank you so much for letting me actually hit putts with them.
Absolutely. I think your first putt sometimes needs to be calibrated. Second putt almost always went in.
Absolutely right. And that's it. We're checking out from True Spec Golf in Boston.